What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I found my blue light glasses today, so I'm happy. Really happy because I lost them for a while. These are the Ray-Ban Stories, which record, so they were expensive glasses, and I thought I lost them on vacation, but I'm happy that I have them. But in this video, we're going to be talking about Lunic a little bit. And people have been asking me questions regarding the 2.6 trillion, that whole wallet, that hot wallet that really is, gathering a lot of attention as to what's going to happen with it if everything comes to pass. If we end up seeing the 1.2% burn tax be implemented, if we end up seeing the supply decrease a hell of a lot, what's going to happen with this 2.6 trillion that's sitting there? And it's definitely a great question. And do I know the exact answer? No, I don't know the exact answer, but I can make some sort of a prediction. Obviously, people end up being greedy, so things could change. And we will talk about that greed as we go through this example here. So before we get started in this, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Also hit that subscribe button for more videos like this one. And make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel quite a bit. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, at PerryAK, you can follow me over there. But let's go ahead and talk about this. So I got a lot of comments that were kind of, really looking at this, talking about the 2.6 trillion. And I just typed in CZ 2.6 trillion so that we can see who's talking about this, right? And mainly it's around who owns it. And they're really talking to Binance when you see this here, because you're talking to Binance and CZ in every occasion, because we want to know, hey, who owns this wallet? Is this something that that you control? Is this something that you plan on having something for? Right? You have the ability to create as many wallets as you want, one huge wallet. Who has the power to buy 2.6 trillion, even at the low point? That's still millions of dollars, right? So it's definitely something that you think about and is like, well, who would make that decision to buy that, right? But the bigger question is, what do you plan to do with that 2.6 trillion? And when it comes to everything that's all said and done, there's a total of 6.5 circulating supply and a full total supply of 6.9 trillion. So the thought is that we would have this 1.2% burn tax that would be implemented. And if that 1.2% burn tax is implemented, one, how much would that end up burning off? Which we have answered that question in various videos, talking about how many variables there are within it and how long it could take. It could take up to, or could take 138 days, could take 200, 300 days, depends on all of those variables. But as we see that burn down, let's say we get down to 3 trillion coins. This is where it starts to get interesting, because one wallet holds 2.6 trillion of that. So that means 400 billion sitting over here, 2.6 trillion is being held over here. Understand that that's going to be very difficult for people to hold on to a position like that, not knowing what they're going to do with that 2.6 trillion. They could be greedy and they could sell the entire 2.6 trillion. And if they do sell a big portion of the 2.6 trillion, yes, the price of it is going to decrease a hell of a lot. So if they are going to sell 1 trillion of that, they might as well sell the entire 2.6, because it's going to do nothing but decrease the price in what they are holding. However, the thought that kept coming across the comments was that we would see a burn of the 2.6 trillion, right? They would burn off the entire thing. I don't think that's reasonable, because if they're spending, millions of dollars to do that, why would they decide to burn off the entire amount, right? They spent millions of dollars to burn off those millions of dollars. That doesn't really make sense. I mean, the only people that go and do that are, is CRO, is crypto.com, where they burn off 70 billion tokens worth millions, right? So obviously, when I thought about this and the question came up, I was like, I have to do like maybe a little bit of math and see what they would do in those situations. Now, again, let's say they decided to, let's bring up Excel a little bit. So let's say they decided to take the entire 2.6 trillion, right? It ends up burning it down, right? 1.2% burns off. They hold 2.6 trillion. That's worth $26 million at the point of maybe this spot where we're at right now, or a little bit lower than where we were at 4 zeros. And I don't even think it went to that level. So let's say it's 30 million, right? Let's say it was worth that much, or maybe even more. Just giving you a number, right? They want to at least make 26 million, or they want to at least make 30 million out of it. So if it comes to the point to where it's 1 cent, right? Let's say they multiply that by this point here, 1 cent. Well, now that's worth $26 billion at that point. $26 billion is a lot. That would be greed for them to turn 26 million into 26 billion, right? And then they would end up selling it off, which would destroy a lot of other people's account and what they are holding. So that really doesn't make sense for them to do that. However, it is possible for them to be greedy and do that, right? Now, let's say you go the opposite route. Well, that 2.6 trillion is worth the 26 million. And let's say it does get up to about a penny. And or let's say it doesn't get to a penny yet, right? It gets to a point of 0.003, right? 0.0033, a third of a penny, right? Well, now they can make that move to say, you know what? I've gained my money back, because if they have the 2.6 trillion, or even if they leave 600 billion, let's say they leave 600 billion and it's worth, let's do this, 0.0033, right? That's worth 1.9 billion there. So they turn 26 million into 1.9 billion by doing something like that, by seeing that you're holding that. And what do they get to do at that point? Well, now they get to burn off some of the supply, right? The 2 trillion of the supply they can burn off, because if this was 2.6 trillion, it would be worth 8.5 billion. Well, they don't need to capture the entire thing, right? Now, this is where greed comes into play. Thank you for subscribing. Whoever subscribed, I couldn't see it fast enough. GH2 TV, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. But the 2.6 trillion at the 0.003 level, right, would be worth 8.5 billion. Now, they could be greedy and they could take half of it, or they could take the entire thing. But I wouldn't believe that they would do something like that, because as you see, the more that you're able to burn off, the more support you're able to capture. So I'm thinking there's going to be an ultimate plan to where there will be a burn that's announced, something that's announced twice, 2 big burns that coming out of nowhere to build up hype and build up the price, bring it up to such a high level, because of the fact that people are like, this has a path. They're burning off 2 trillion coins. Like, that's crazy, right? So then they end up burning off 1 trillion. You see it skyrocket in price. We can't really do any type of example there or break that down. But then they burn another trillion, and you end up getting to 600 billion, 600 billion that they hold, burning off 2 trillion of that. And theirs is going to be worth 0.003. That's going to be the price, and it'll be worth 1.9 or $2 billion. So 26 million into $2 billion. It's a simple plan to where if they wanted to increase the value of what they did hold there, they're doing that. Now, if they had an ultimate plan for it, they could have an ultimate plan for it. But just to be able to get your money back and do something right by the community that's asking you to do something with this, this is an insane move. And I know that they can't really announce it, because that would be a form of manipulation and everything, because you know exactly what's going to happen. If you do announce, I'm burning 1 trillion coins, boom, price is skyrocketing. Everybody knows that. Then you say, I'm burning 2 trillion coins. What? The price is skyrocketing even more. So it makes whatever you're holding so much more valuable, right? So that's where it ends up getting tough, is what are they going to do with the 2.6? I think they're going to have some sort of a burn that gets initiated, and keep a certain amount within there, and still make it so that they're holding maybe 2/3 of the overall position. So it just all depends how much is burned off to how much they're going to hold there. So anyways, that's my opinion. It's all opinion. This is not fact. This is not even close to fact. I'm literally just doing some sort of analysis and have a lot of what if scenarios, because there's a lot of speculation going around, and I want to kind of clear people's heads. But make sure you guys hit the like button. Let me know what you think about this. What do you think they're going to do with the 2.6 trillion? Do you think that this is a valid plan, or it makes sense? Do you think that they're going to do something on the aggressive side and just try and pocket $26 billion? Or turn 26 million into 26 billion? That would be absolutely insane, just adding those three zeros. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.